So if you're anything like my client and you're looking to move to Fayetteville, Georgia, I am sure you want to know how much is it going to cost you to live here. So give this video a full watch so you can get the hard money fast. I'm Vicky Bryant and I am a real estate agent who lives and works right here in Coweta and Fayette counties in the beautiful state of Georgia. Today, I'm going to share with you the true cost of living numbers in Fayetteville, Georgia as of 2023, and I'm not going to lean very heavy on the statistics here, but instead, I want to take you on the trip to the grocery store, then we'll go to the gas station, then we'll go to the oil change place, then we'll touch on your auto insurance costs here in Fayetteville, Georgia, then we'll look at some homes here so we can get an idea of what the housing costs will look like for you. We'll also talk about the cost of your utilities in Georgia, and we'll touch on taxes in Georgia as well. So I'm going to share with you some real-time numbers in all of those categories in an attempt to give you a first-person, real-time perspective on your true cost of living in Fayetteville, Georgia. So let's jump right into it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the cost of food and groceries in Fayetteville, Georgia. Because let's face it, we all gotta eat no matter where we live, right? Now keep in mind that you have different options when it comes to grocery stores in Fayetteville, Georgia. You can go to the Publix, you can go visit Kroger, you do have Walmart, there's also an Ingles. You're going to find Aldi here as well, or you can jump to the Sprouts Farmers Market in the neighboring Peachtree City, and depending on which store you prefer to shop at, your grocery bill will fluctuate. Now, according to PayScale, Fayetteville, Georgia grocery prices are 1% higher than the national average. However, today we will check out the Kroger grocery prices in Fayetteville, Georgia, so I can give you a real-time idea on what your average grocery bill will look like. So let's go grocery shopping. So for me, with a family of 2 with 3 doggies, I spend on average about $200 a week in groceries for my household without going overboard. Let me know down in the comments what your grocery prices look like and where are you watching this video from. Now, the second thing I wanted to address with you is that there is no defined public transportation infrastructure in Fayetteville, Georgia. Yeah, so there's no buses or metro or anything like that. And MARTA is in Atlanta and it has a very limited service area. So the cost to maintain your vehicle and the cost of fuel will be two major things to consider before moving here. Again, according to PayScale, our friends at PayScale, the cost of transportation in Fayetteville, Georgia is 8% lower than the national average. Now let's take a look at a gallon of gasoline in Fayetteville, Georgia. So as of the recording of this video, a gallon of gasoline will run you about $3.65. You can shop around, and if you use some Costco or Kroger savings, you can actually score some nice discounts. So on average, you are looking at spending about $30 to $45 per fuel up if your car holds about 10 gallons. Now, depending on how you use your vehicle and how much you drive, you can do the math on what that would look like for you. Car insurance in Fayetteville, Georgia will cost you about $103 a month for minimum coverage and about $226 a month for full coverage. Now, keep in mind that those numbers may differ for you based on your driving history, driving record, and the type of vehicle you drive, of course. Fayetteville, Georgia drivers pay 3% more than the average rate in Georgia when it comes to car insurance simply because Fayetteville is part of the Atlanta metropolitan area where the population count is higher and the risk of accidents is higher as well. So for those of you who live in Florida, please let me know down in the comments, what do you pay for car insurance right now? License plate registration and renewal fees. Now, in Fayetteville, Georgia, it will cost you $20 to register your vehicle, and your annual renewal is also going to be just $20 a year. Keep in mind though, if you're bringing in your vehicle out of state, when you do register your vehicle in Georgia for the first time, you're going to have to pay a one-time TAFT or title ad valorem tax. TAFT is 7% of the retail value or the assessed value of your vehicle and is paid every time ownership changes. So if your car is valued at $10,000, just for simple math, your TAFT will be $700 one-time fee. Please drop me a comment and let me know how does that work in the state that you're watching from. The next thing we're going to discuss today is you hitting that like button on your screen if you're enjoying this video so far and if you're finding it helpful. Alright, let's keep going. Now, the cost of healthcare in Fayetteville, Georgia is the next thing I wanted to address since many of you watching my channel are interested in retiring in Georgia. And healthcare is probably going to be on the top of your list for things to explore. So generally speaking, the cost of healthcare in Fayetteville, Georgia is the same as the national average. Now, here's what to expect without health insurance. So a visit to the doctor will cost you about $120. A visit to the dentist will be about $109. A visit to the optometrist is going to be around $118. Your prescription drugs on average will be around $462, depending on your prescription drugs, of course. And a visit to the vet for your furry Fido will be about $62. Now, Piedmont Healthcare is the major healthcare system. It will be the primary resource for your healthcare needs here in Fayetteville, Georgia. And they do have some great ratings, and they do have a hospital right here in Fayetteville, Georgia. They also have a hospital in the neighboring Newnan, and the Cancer Treatment Centers of America is in Newnan, Georgia as well. Very close to Fayetteville. So, the next thing I'm talking about is going to be the cost of daycare in Fayetteville, Georgia, simply because many of my clients and many of my viewers here on the channel have kids and are considering a move to Fayetteville, Georgia because of the Fayette County school system, which is highly rated and desirable in the state of Georgia. So keep in mind that the cost of hiring a child care provider in Fayetteville, Georgia is approximately 3% higher than the Georgia average and about 5% lower than the national average. So to put it in perspective, in real numbers, it will cost you about $16.92 an hour for daycare in Fayetteville, Georgia, $16.45 an hour in the state of Georgia in general, and $17.86 an hour nationwide to put your young child to a daycare facility. Now, you can definitely research and see if you will qualify for some grants for daycare, as they are definitely available as an option for you here in Georgia. And last but not least, let's talk about the cost of housing in Fayetteville, Georgia. This will be your major expense, and it will include things like the average home price here, the average rent, the average cost of the utilities in Fayetteville, Georgia, and the property taxes and insurance rates here, especially if you're a homeowner. All right, so currently, as of the recording of this video, the median sales price for a home in Fayetteville, Georgia is sitting at $430,000. Now, keep in mind that this is a number that includes single-family homes, townhomes, condos, and there are quite a few townhomes in Fayetteville, Georgia. And of course, that number is not set in stone, and you most definitely will find homes for less or more right here in Fayetteville, Georgia. The average rent in Fayetteville, Georgia is currently around $1,571 a month, and the average apartment size is about 984 square feet. The average resident in Fayetteville, Georgia spends about $197 a month for electricity, about $50 a month for water and sewage, about $118 a month for gas. The trash service is about $53 every quarter, and the internet service is about $60 a month, depending on the preferred speed. When it comes to property taxes, your bill will depend on what area of Fayetteville, Georgia you will live in and what school district your property will fall under, and also whether you're in the workforce or you're retired and how big your home is, among other things. However, the average homeowner in Fayetteville, Georgia is currently paying about $2,784 in property taxes, and the average home insurance premium in Fayetteville, Georgia is around $1,134. Just like your car insurance though, your specific home insurance quote will depend on the type of home you buy, the area that you buy it in, and the condition of the property, just to name a few of the factors involved into your home insurance rate. Okay, so I really threw a lot of numbers and information into your face right now with this video, and I'm sure you're probably asking yourself, well, how much do I need to make in order to have a comfortable life right here in Fayetteville, Georgia? And the answer is